Ethan Parker wasn't the kind of guy people noticed. He wasn't the fastest, the smartest, or the most talented. He worked as a mechanic in a small town in Ohio, fixing cars that barely ran, and living a life that felt just as worn out. But Ethan had one thing most people didn't: consistency. Every morning before sunrise, he'd go for a run. It didn't matter if it was raining, snowing, or burning hot, he ran. He wasn't chasing speed, he was chasing discipline. One more mile, he told himself every day. That was his rule. Just one more. One day, while fixing a customer's car, he overheard two men talking about a marathon happening in the city. 26 miles? That's insane, one said. Ethan smiled quietly. He'd never run more than 10 miles, but something in him whispered, "You can do it. Just stay consistent." For 6 months, Ethan trained. There were no fancy shoes, no coaches, no cheering crowd. Just him, the road, and that same voice in his head. One more mile. Some mornings, his legs screamed and his lungs burned. Some nights, he wanted to quit, but he never did. The day of the marathon came. Thousands of runners lined up, some professionals, some first-timers. Ethan stood among them, heart pounding. The gun fired, and he ran. The first few miles felt easy, but by mile 15, pain began to creep in. By mile 20, it felt unbearable. Then he remembered his rule. One more mile. He whispered it out loud, again and again. One more mile, then another, and another. When Ethan crossed the finish line, he wasn't first. He wasn't even in the top 500. But as he looked at that medal hanging around his neck, tears filled his eyes. For the first time, he realized it was never about winning. It was about showing up, every single day, no matter what. A local news station interviewed him later. "What kept you going?" the reporter asked. Ethan smiled and said, "I never trained to be the best. I trained to be better than yesterday." That's what consistency does. It turns ordinary effort into extraordinary strength. Months later, Ethan's story inspired others in town. People who'd never run started jogging. Mechanics, teachers, even teenagers came to him for advice. He told them all the same thing. You don't need to do everything today. Just do something and do it again tomorrow. Ethan's name never appeared in record books, but his message traveled far beyond his small town. Because in a world chasing quick results, he proved something powerful. Consistency doesn't get you there fast, but it gets you there for sure.